What's up everyone and welcome to Sketch Saturday. In today's video we're creating a detailed illustration of Riot. For today's lesson we'll need some white paper and a pencil. I'll start today's lesson off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Let's start by breaking down the basic shape of the head before we get into the details. So I'm going to start by sketching a line coming down the center of our page. Let's start at the very top in the middle. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom using these short lines. Let's move back to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now you want to start the head off by drawing a circle using these two lines, and we'll start modifying the form. So let's start in the center. Just going to move up towards the top and just mark off the top of our circle right about here. Let's measure this distance down towards the bottom. Do the same thing. And then we'll repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left and then the right. Now I want to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So let's start with the top left. And this circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide. And we will be modifying the form. And just go back and just smooth this out as best we can. Now we're going to form the head out of these four quadrants. Let's start with the top left. So just going to push the muzzle out. So starting from the top, then it's out, and then down to right about there. Pull this straight in toward the middle. Now I want to split this top right quadrant in half, going up in an angle. Now I want to connect this point to this point on the right with a curve going in the middle, and then across. And then the eye will sit along this line. So let's start back at the front along the side of our circle, then this up, and then out, and then come down with the angled line towards the middle line, go across, and then down towards the front. Now from this point, we're going to step over towards the right, draw a straight line coming down toward the bottom of our circle, angle this down, and then bend that out towards the bottom of the jaw, to right about there. Let's flatten off the chin with a straight angled line coming down, angle this all the way back towards the jaw, right about here. Now we're going to come straight up, and we want to bend that out towards the right side of our circle. Now from the top right, we're just going to step up, angle the neck, coming down and then out. Now we're going to go underneath the jaw, curve this in and then down. Now we're going to see the inside of the mouth along the back. So we're going to take this line, step over, draw a straight line coming down toward the bottom of our circle. I'm just going to blend this down and then out toward the tip of the jaw. Now let's add some volume to the teeth. From this point, we're going to step in, angle this down and out, come straight in, angle this up towards the top of the mouth. Now along the bottom, angle the teeth going up and out, bend this in, and angle back down towards the mouth. Now in the center of the mouth, we're going to add the tongue. So let's start up here, bend this out and then down. I'm just going to curl that up towards the end. Now I'm just going to taper this so the tongue gets thicker as you come back in towards the back of the throat. Now with our rough sketch in place, I'm going to go back and erase these guidelines. Now we're going to use this clean rough sketch as a guide to help us layer on some more detail and refine the shapes. And I like to start with the top edge of the mouth. So we start on the end, we're just going to bend this up and then come down. Just following this line. Curl the mouth going up, add a little bit more shape to the corner of the mouth, going out. I just want to swirl this around and then up toward the top corner. I'm just going to work our way around the inside of the mouth, bending this down. Let's add a little more shape across the bottom. I'm going to add a fold across the chin, coming in. Let's add that point. I'm just going to bend the jaw, going up and out, round up the jaw, going up towards the neck. Just going to round this out. Now just along the bottom of the neck, we're just going to add some folds, just going across. I'm just going to stretch that skin, coming down. I'm just going to add some bumps across the top of the head. So I'm just going to round up the lip, going across the top, and down toward the back of the neck. I'm just going to add another fold and then curve the neck. Now we're going to go in and start adding some shape to the eye. Now right up here, I'm just going to add a couple points going up and out. Just giving a little bit of an organic shape around the eye. And now I'm just going to add that cartilage around the corner of the mouth. Just going over the tongue and then down. And then inside, I'm just going to stretch that skin. These lines going across. Let's refine the shape of the tongue. Just going to add a little bit of fold along the front edge. Extend that cartilage across the back. Now we're going to layer those teeth along the top. So we're just going to start with the front, go across, and just work our way towards the inside of the mouth. We start to bend these teeth coming down. We can also bend some of them in the opposite direction, going forward and back. Let's do the same thing across the bottom, starting from the left. We can make some of them a little bit longer. And you want to draw the back row of teeth in behind. So we're just going to lightly block this in, going in between the front row. Now that we complete our rough sketch, I'm going to go back and clean this up before we get into the details. Now I want to switch my pencil to a 0.9mm to add some more contrast. So I'm going to start with the eyes, just working around the perimeter. And at this stage you can also go back and modify the shape if you want to. And from the eyes, we're just going to work our way out, adding some more folds and cracks. And a thick fold across the top and across the bottom of the eye. You see that we're just adding some folds and wrinkles across the top edge of the mouth. Just going to work our way around the outside. Enhance those stretch lines going across the inside. You can see with the teeth, I'm just fading it up towards the top, and we'll come back and just finish off the gum line. And then in between the teeth, we're just going to curve this around the top, just along the edge of the gums. And then go back and just lightly shade in the gum line. the jaw, it's going to stretch the skin going across the back. Step up. Just continue the jaw going out. I'm just going to darken up the bottom edge of the shadow areas. And just adding a few more folds in between. Just working our way across the back of the neck. Now I'm going to do the same thing across the bottom teeth that we did across the top. Just going to fade that down. Come back and add the gum line after. Just draw the back side of the mouth going in between the teeth. Now I'm going to draw in the back row, just going in between. And we're going to come back and just darken that up, almost like pushing it into a silhouette. Continue to add those wrinkles across the base of the neck, and we're just stretching the skin back. And now we're going to go back and just darken up the inside of the mouth, and then fade that towards the front, towards the highlight. Now I'm going to move to the side edge of my 2mm mechanical pencil and start adding some shadows. So I'm going to darken at the bottom of the tongue, and we just want to rough this in, not getting too detailed. Just darken up that core shadow in the center. I'm just going to blend this out. And the mouth is going to cast a shadow across the top of that cartilage, also the jawline. I'm just going to add a shadow across the chin, leaving a little bit of highlight along the outside edge. And then we'll enhance those folds with that shadow. I'm going to do the same thing across the top of the head, just leaving a little bit of a highlight around the outside. Darken up that shadow and just blend that in. I'm going to go back and start adding some cracks across the head. So I'm going to start around the eye. And we want to darken up the base of that crack and just fade that up towards the highlight. I'm just going to fade those cracks coming down the jaw. Now go back to our 0.7mm and start adding some fine cracks going around the skin. So we're just following the same curve of the jawline. Just adding some dark areas and just blending that out. Just going to add a little bit of texture inside the tongue with these curves. So adding a little bit of a reflection across the bottom of the eyes. Now as we get closer to the end, I'm just going to tighten up my shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Riot. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for joining me today, and now let's roll the spotlight.